Hello, everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Fred from Scooby Doo. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Well, I can see through this paper. I can see the sketch I did before. That's throwing me off. That's a little low. It's a little low. And I think that's what it is. The sketch before was low, and so I could see through it. I gotta get a new piece of paper. I got a piece of paper underneath it to keep it from bleeding onto my table. And I can see the sketch from before, and it's a little throwing me off. Okay. This is going to be pretty much a practice in just clothing and anatomy. That's not falling off, is it? Ooh, it's right on the edge. You got to be careful. Okay. All right. Okay, so sorry I'm going quiet, but I realized I almost fell off the paper. So I just want to make sure I get it right for you guys. For you kids. Guys and girls. Everyone's welcome. All are welcome, children. All are welcome. Step into the light. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm quoting scary movies. All right. Let's see. What was I doing here? What was I doing? Fred. Oh, Fred. Come here, Fred. We got some mysteries to solve. Let's see. What kind of hair are we going to give you, Fred? Let's part it on the side. So, I'm going with the old designs, but some of this is exactly that, old designs. It's like, ugh, it's kind of dated. How good is it still going to be for an updated design? So, I'm trying to think of a good updated hair type kind of thing. How can I make it work and look good? There you go. Yeah, it's a good looking face. That worked out, Fred. That worked out. It's almost, I almost have him looking like, what was his name from Stranger Things, with the big hair. Oh my gosh, Steve. I almost got him looking like Steve. But that's okay, that works, maybe, you know what, I think that would actually work. Because I've often thought about the Scooby Doo movie. I love the Scooby Doo movie. It's hilarious, and I think they captured the perfect people currently, or the perfect people at the time to play those characters, right? Now, it's dated, and of course, you want to update and go with new and all that kind of stuff, so those people can't play them again, and if they ever want to make a movie, well, you got to go with who's current now, who's the perfect person now. And now that I said that, I think Steve, whatever his name is, I think he would be a great Fred. So perfect Stranger Things. God, perfect stranger. Stranger Things. Fred. Dope. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna stop talking. Okay, so I'm just gonna have him waving, saying hi. And like, hey, check me out. I'm Fred. I'm cool. There we go. And this one's just gonna have his old hand on his hip, you know. Just you know, resting on his hip. And I think that'll work. Yeah, let's do that. I like that a lot. Okay, so let me erase some of these sketch lines, and we'll build on this. And I gotta be careful though, because some of the sketch lines, well, a majority of the sketch lines worked. I didn't have to get too dark with my confidence lines, because the way I always tell you is, you know, erase your sketch lines and stick with your confidence. And the more you're starting to draw, you know, the first few lines, they're sketch lines. They're just throwing lines down just to try to find a placement and see if you're in the right spot. The more confident you get, the darker you press, or harder you press, the darker your lines, and those erase. It takes a lot more pressure to erase, but again, these are just sketch lines. So, okay, that's good. I'm going to stop right there. I don't want to erase anymore. Let's just welcome everybody that skipped to this part. Get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Hope I didn't scare you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than the fine point. It can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of it, but left myself a ghost of an image to guide me on this Sharpie adventure. So I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen to draw in some of the details of his face. And I got his head tilted, but he's looking right at you, so we're going to draw the top of his eyelids like this. See if I've got him in the right space, right height, right level, and right direction. I'm going to draw some retinas like this, again looking right at you. And I'm going to hit the pupils just a little bit like this. With these Sharpies, they'll bleed, so I don't want to add too much ink. And I'm stopping halfway like that because that's where his nose is going to be, the bridge of his nose. You'll see what I'm doing in a second. So I'm going to draw the bottom of his eye like that. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to add more to it because I don't want the Sharpie bleeding into that. And the retina implies the bottom of the eye, and color will take care of it as well too. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and draw the bridge of his nose like this. Because I've got him tilted, you can actually see a line. Normally I don't draw because I always say I like color to take care of it. And because normally you don't see a hard edge there, because looking at your nose straight on, it's not a hard edge, it's all shading. This way, as you turn, you're getting a hard edge, and you can actually put that in there. So, I'm going to give him some eyebrows. A little thicker like this. This one I got to be careful because... There you go. I was afraid of where I was going to put the hairline, but I got it worked out. So I'm going to draw the side of his head. Just so we know where we are. I'm going to draw his chin up to kind of his ear over here. And a strong jawline. Okay. Now his hair is kind of, you know, from a long time ago, his old hippie hair, so it's kind of over his ear a little bit. So I'm going to come up like that, and then I'm going to draw... Oh, you know what? Let's give him a mouth. I forgot about that. A little bit of a smile. He's very confident, that Fred. Alright, and so now, for his hair, I was talking about this in the sketch too, he looks a lot to me like old Steve from Stranger Things. And also I'm going to thicken up these edges too, I forgot to talk about that. Because when I switch over to this big Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. So I'm trying to match what's about to happen, okay? You don't have to do this, but that's what I'm doing. So for his hair, I've got it kind of parted on the side. It's coming from all over, but it's also kind of whippy and everywhere. So I'm going to bring it in from the edge here. It's going to come around, do something like this. And so the other hairlines are going to come underneath, so it's kind of flopping over. Do you see what I'm saying? And we'll do some other ones kind of like this, because he does have kind of like hippie hair. But it's also like Steve. It's just kind of messy and all over the place, and fabulous, and you know, and crazy. Not so much crazy as just, you know, very out there. All right. So I'm gonna have some locks flying over like this. I like to pull more than push, so I'm gonna start here and just kind of do something like this, and then bring it over. Then I'm going to bring some locks on this side. There we go. So see, kind of an updated hairdo of not quite the old style, but you know, not so much. I don't know, not so much the old style. I don't know why I was trying to come up with better words. Sometimes I just want to impress you. I just want to give you a good time and not say the same thing over and over again. But I've always said it more and more every time. I'm not a speaker. I'm an artist. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and draw his old collar and kerchief that he's got. So let me draw the knot first. That's going to be the first thing that's in front of everything. Then I can draw the rest of it kind of out like this. And everything is going to be built behind that. Okay. Also, let me point this out a little bit more. There we go. Love that sound. Okay, so this is going to be kind of tricky because it goes back, but his collar's in the way. So I'm going to draw his collar and come up like this. And so now I can go back here, and I know my limits of how far back I can go. Pretty much like that. And that's all. I just want to be able to give myself a start-stop point. There's his big old collar. And now I can connect his neck. And this one's already connected. I can do the other side of the collar. Like that. Okay, so now we're pretty much just drawing anatomy. So, or you know, a big old shirt. So I'm going to draw his shoulders. Now his arms raised, so that means there's creases and folds from the material from where it's bending. So I'm going to come up here like this. This is going to be the crook of his arm. There's his sleeve to the elbow. And let's see, this side. Let me draw this side and we'll connect to here in a second. But I wanted to do that. I wanted to give you some lines that are in front of other lines, because you want to draw those first. And I knew that because of the way his arm was bent, I was going to have to add some creases and folds. There we go. All right, so let's draw this hand, and I've got it pretty much. He's just doing like this. You'll see. You'll see. So I'm going to draw the rest of his wrist that's coming out of his sleeve up to the back of his hand. Draw his pinky up like this. A little fancy wave. And then draw the other fingers pretty much like this. Thumbs back here. So I know that looks kind of strange, but hang on a second. I'll clean it up in a second. Okay, just adding a few lines just to define a few edges. And there we go. A little fat here, but that's okay. There we go. All right, so this one is on his hip. So I'm going to draw his chest first. Then I can go ahead and just connect the shirt. Oops. And build off of this. So I'm going to draw his shoulder to his elbow. And again, there's going to be some creases and folds, so I'm going to bring the sleeve in like this. And then add some lines. This one was not as dramatic. There's still some, obviously, but this one, because the arm is raised, we're putting more stress on the creases. This one is just, we'll call it dramatic flare. Okay. Oh, and so because I got his hand on his hip, I also have his shirt kind of up a little bit. All right, so I want to draw the edge of the pants, and then I can do the hand. So his pants are going to be like this, and I'll build on that in a second. But his hand, because it's resting on his hip, I have to do what's in front first. So all you're really going to see now is the back of his hand, because it's resting here on his hip. And because of the angle, all you're really going to see are the fingers like that. Maybe the other finger, but that's it. That's all you're going to see because of the way that it's resting on his hand, on his hip. Sorry. Okay, so now I'm just going to draw his pants down. So like we did here, we're going to start. We're going to keep coming down. Here's his knee, front of his pants. Got those little, just slightly bell bottoms. They're called boot cut nowadays. Do they even make boot cut anymore? Woo, that's how old I am. I just dated myself. They don't make boot cut clothes anymore, right? It's all skinny jeans. I don't got no skinny jeans. I'm an old man. I don't even wear jeans. I wear slacks. That's how old of a man I am. Okay, there's the bottom of his shoe. And he's got like, we'll do this, like this wrap over, almost like band on the front of his shoe. That. And let me add some creases and folds on this one. Yeah, I don't want to go too crazy. I'll add some more in the crotch and all that stuff in a second. I just want to connect, okay? Because this leg, let's see, his crotch is right there, so this leg is going to be tilted back just a little bit because all the weight is on this leg, so this one is just kind of there, you know? It's leg number 2. Main leg, leg number 2. That's how you want to look at your drawing whenever you're sketching out positioning. You want a weight distribution. You gotta think of a good way to make it look like they're actually standing there, you know? You don't want to just have them floating, unless they're flying, you know? Obviously, you have them floating, but you don't want it. You want it to look like weight is distributed evenly on your character, and that way it will look like he's actually standing there. Alright, so same thing, gonna add some creases and folds, and I'll add his zipper in a second, that kind of thing. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, let me do like the front of his shoe. Add just a little bit. Like that. There we go. Okay, and so he's got the zipper. Like that. And then we'll add some creases and folds. Maybe we'll give him some pockets. And there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Fred from Scooby Doo. So here's my colored version. You can color it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If
If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures on how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.